Hello, hello friends. God's child is here again today. Today I want us to talk about this plant. This is called Fleabane. The scientific name is Coniza sumatrensis. I believe most of you have seen this plant, and this plant is very beneficial, as you can see it. I also have another one around. You also have this one. This is also a Fleabane, and it has got a lot of benefits that we need to learn. Welcome to my channel. God's child is here. I am Phyllis Nyadiero. I am a biochemist by profession. I'm also a teacher by profession. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thank you, friends, and welcome as we learn about the Fleabane today. Now, when I talk about Fleabane, anytime you have problems with pain and inflammation, then Fleabane is an option. You can always use Fleabane to relieve pain and also to relieve inflammation. And for that reason, it can be used to treat gout, rheumatism, headache, and even the dental pain. I know that some of you have suffered dental pain. It is a very extreme pain that sometimes you feel like your head is being chopped off. So Fleabane is an option to relieve such kind of pain. Apart from pain and inflammation, Fleabane can also be used to cater for the stomach and the urinary issues. So if you have stomach ulcers, or maybe you have a stomach disorder, or you have a urinary infections like cystitis, nephritis, etc. Those ones can also be treated using the Fleabane, or the scientific name you can call it Coniza sumatrensis. Then apart from the stomach and the urinary issues, the Fleabane can also be used to treat respiratory and fungal infections. If you have any fungal infection, Fleabane is always an option for treating fungal infection, and it is also used to treat respiratory issues, especially if you have a cough. You can use the Fleabane to treat coughs. Then apart from respiratory and fungal infections, Fleabane can also be used to treat wounds and wounds within the skin. I remember when we were kids, and kids always contact the fungal infection, especially when they share the machinery for shaving. Now, our parents used to take the leaves and scrub it on the affected area. So it is a good plant to be used to treat the fungal infection and also to treat wounds. You can also use it to treat wounds. It is a good option for treating wounds. Then when mixed with plants like papaya leaves and even lime, it can also be used to treat malaria and also diarrhea. So it helps in reducing diarrhea. So whenever you are using it to treat malaria, then it means you have to mix it with other plants like the papaya leaves and also the lime fruit for it to be very effective in treating malaria. And it is also used to increase urine production. If you're a human being and you don't urinate, then it means your kidney has a problem. And the kidney is always the best part of the body that is used for purification. So if you cannot urinate, then it means your kidney has failed. So it can also be used to increase urine production. So when you look at the Fleabane, it is very beneficial. Sometimes you can look at it and wonder, what is the function of this plant? But when you look at it and if you know its benefits, then you can use it at your doorstep. Sometimes you don't always need to go to the hospital to look for medication from the hospital, because these plants are very effective and they have been used traditionally. So if it was used traditionally, it means even us, we can still use them. We are the same human beings our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents were, and they used these plants for treatment. Then what about us? You know, we consume a lot of chemicals in our body, and that is why so many people are suffering of cancer. So many people are suffering of kidney failures, because those chemically produced drugs, once they are produced and you take them in a lot, they always kill the good microorganisms we have in the body. But if you take plants like the Fleabane, or you take nature, the natural things that we have around, then you find that they only kill the bad bacteria and you remain with the good ones. So let us, I'm not saying that we don't go to the hospital. The hospital is good. Sometimes we need to seek the doctor's attention, but there are times that we can avoid using these drugs so that we don't become resistant to them, because if we take a lot of them in, sometimes when you take it the next time, it finds that the body has gotten used to it. And some of us, you know, we fear taking drugs. So you take them 2 to 3 days, you feel that you are now okay, you have not finished the dose, you leave them there. And you know, when you stop your drugs without finishing your doses, then there is also a side effect to that. You become resistant, in that next time when you become sick of the same illness and you're given the same drug, it might not be of good use unto you. Then number 2, when you take, so if you are used to drugs, you just feel a small headache, you are there with the pain reliever like aspirin, you are taking Panadol, etc. It reaches a point that your body becomes so weak that it cannot protect itself. You know, there are times that you have a headache just because you have not drink some water. Once you drink the water, the headache just disappears. So there are times that we don't need to use these drugs. We need to give them a break, so that even the drugs we take from the hospitals or from the pharmacies can also be effective to us. So if we have some minor diseases that we can always control using nature, the better. It will save us from spending so much. It will also save us from being resistant to drugs. It will save us a lot of things. It will even save our bodies, because our bodies will be, the more you eat the natural things, the more you also boost your immunity. There are some diseases that your body will be able to fight for themselves. You find that somebody is feeling sick today, but the following day it just feels okay, even without taking drugs. That means your immunity is very strong. So let us not take a lot of chemicals within our body. Nature is sometimes good. It is not sometimes, but it is the best. If we can use nature, it is the best. Now, we were talking about Fleabane, and I've mentioned several benefits of Fleabane. But at the same time, we also need to know how to prepare this drug. Now, you can take it as tea, and when you take it as tea, like this one is a young Fleabane. So you apply, if you have an old Fleabane that has got flowers, you can always pluck the flowers and the roots and then boil it in water. You have to boil and then you just drink it as tea. Then at the same time, you can also boil the young leaves, these ones here. You can also boil the young leaves and shoots and also drink. Apart from boiling the leaves, you can dry the leaves and use them as spices in your foods, etc. So there are so many ways of taking in the Fleabane. I've also mentioned that if there is an effect in the skin, you can just pluck the young leaves and then you scrub on the affected area, or you can even make a liquid out of it and then you put on the affected area. But we also need to take cautions. It doesn't mean that because it is nature, so you can just take it freely. We use Fleabane sparingly because if you are listening to me very keenly, there is no place that I've mentioned that Fleabane is food. I've only mentioned that it can be used as a drug, as a medicine to treat various diseases. And just the same way we can not always take drugs from the hospitals, is the same way we can also use nature. There is always a temperance in everything. So because it is nature, it doesn't mean that it is now food. So use it sparingly, only when there is need. Only when somebody is sick and need Fleabane. So use it sparingly. Then apart from using it sparingly, you also need to be very sure that this is the plant. Be very sure that this is the plant you are using, because you might consume something different from the Fleabane. So ensure that it is the plant you are looking for. At the same time, avoid using any plant that is around any area that was sprayed by pesticide and herbicide. Why? Because Fleabane is resistant to some herbicides. So because of that resistance, you might use it and at the same time also be affected by the herbicides sprayed around or the pesticides sprayed around. So you ensure that the plant you are taking is free from the sprayed pesticides and also the herbicides. Friends, thank you for listening. Let us meet next time. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share. God's child is here for you. Any question, we'll answer it together. Any problem, we'll tackle it together. May God bless you all. Amen.